All right, all right. I ain't got my mic, so we'll wait for some people to come in. They didn't make it back there. What's going on, guys? I'm gonna see for a few people. I'm gonna wait for a few people to come in, then we'll start the interview. Cause I got some questions for the one and only. No trip. No. Listen, no tripping.
No hippie. Shoot.
No hippie trucking.
All right, you got some people trickling in here.
All right, all right.
All right, say what's up.
Anybody? Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right. 03. Just want to make sure we got good audio before we start the questions. Checking in. What's going on? Vida Molizán. ¿Qué tal se escucha? ¿Cómo se escucha? Everything good? Audio good?
El tocadiscos me encantan los marinas, los putos dineros es rochas. Some people be thinking I know Spanish.
All right, good. So, no hippie trucking, man.
Yeah, what's up?
Tell everybody the name of your channel. If you guys don't know who this guy is, he has a YouTube. Tell him.
Got a YouTube channel called No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Just the life struggles of a new driver that's getting his feet a little bit wet in the game.
Okay.
Started my journey since before I even got to Prime. I was thinking about going to night, and that started training March 2019.
Okay, so about a year and a half. And how was the training here at Prime?
I went to Salt Lake City, so that's a totally different experience. So I didn't have any training other than pad training. So
you didn't go on the road on the PS
before I got into TNT training.
Really? So when you went TNT, how was that? Since you didn't have any the road training or real world training, we would say.
It wasn't that good. My first trainer was not. It wasn't a good fit. First of all, from a training aspect or a personality aspect. So basically, my first day of TNT training, he told me to get in the seat and drive, and he went back and slept. So that was fine for the first day, but then we got out in Pennsylvania, and I'm not talking about Pennsylvania like 80 or 90. I'm talking about one of them off-brand highways, and I didn't really know how to use Jake brakes or any of that stuff. So basically, I was on my own. So I almost quit. I'll be honest with you.
Wow.
So finally, what I did was I said, okay, well, I either quit because I don't feel like I could do it, or I run this truck into a mountain and see what it's capable of. So I said, you know what? We're just gonna roll. And if I hit a mountain, I hit a mountain. So I learned that these trucks can handle real well. I was a little timid at first. You know how you can tell when somebody's breaking around every corner and whatnot.
So you say the first trainer. So what happened with the first trainer? Did he bring you back to the terminal or what?
It's kind of a long story, but let's just say that cleanliness is next to godliness in some people's eyes, but not necessarily his. And then
with that being said, guys, if you get into a trainer's truck and it's not clean, don't get in it. Speak up, say, hey, this guy, he's got his own version of COVID in the truck. Now, you know what I mean? But man, that is a big thing, having a clean truck. Did he have trophies? I mean, not that it matters, but you know what I mean by trophies, right? Okay, we're not gonna. Yeah. So, anyways, speak up. If you get assigned a trainer, this is not only if you're here at Prime. If you're at whatever company, trucking company you go to, if you get a trainer that's not clean, that's got trophies in the back, and is a pigsty, speak up and say you want another trainer. Do not go with that trainer. You don't have to be stuck with that trainer at all. Speak up. What do you say to that?
I agree. I did a video on that myself.
Okay, good. So you got with the second trainer.
Yeah, now my second trainer, we were runners, okay? We were runners, so 6,000 a week would have been like average. I mean, we were like running more than that. So not one argument. Maybe, well, I told you about. We had one argument the entire time I was with him, and I was with him from about mid-April to November.
Wow.
So I stayed in training a while.
How many miles was that? How many miles did you do with him?
It's over 150, right around 150.
Wow. Well, you felt good with him, right? I mean, I'm sure that's why you ran the extra miles with him, or is that you felt you needed more training, or what was the?
See, what I do is I take a long-term approach. Everybody looks at things so short-sighted. They want to just hurry up and get out on their own. For me, and it's funny because I don't plan on being in trucking that long, but I'm able to take a more long-term view where I put a premium on training.
You keep looking over there, something like that.
No, so I put a premium on training. So to me, staying in training was nothing. Plus, at some point, I wanted to start my business at the beginning of the year, so I was going to go all the way through to actually January. What do they say?
Johnson's logic says trophies across the dash. No.
All right, so
Fausto, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? I just read that. I'm like, man, hopefully not across the dash, but yeah.
so anyway, that's it. I just stayed on just because I wanted to get that winter in, or at least part of the winter. And like I said, at some point, the value, like I think I learned more between 40 and 150,000 miles than I did between 0 and 30.
Okay. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people, like he said, a lot of people want to come in, get done with it, and get their own truck for what? Just to go mess up because they didn't do the proper training when they were in training. So, you know, guys, good example, you can have 150,000 miles and not know a thing. I'm not saying.
Hey. He wants to crack on somebody.
I'm not saying he doesn't know anything. That was just an example. That was just an example, guys. What I'm saying is, you can have all these miles, but you don't know the.
All right, I'm gonna stop laughing. That was a good crack, though.
Hey, I'm serious though. You can have all these miles, but you don't know a thing. And I'm not saying you didn't know a thing. You did know a thing, I'm sure. So, anyways, don't rush the training, guys. When you come out here, ask questions, do the backing as much as you can. How was your backing? I mean, did you do a lot of backing, real world backing?
Yeah. I mean, the one thing about my trainer, he was always outside the truck, whether it was the first day of training or the last day I was getting off the truck. He'd always get out. And my trainer was hard to learn from because he was like one of them natural backers. It's like, you know,
I know how to do.
He's halfway out the truck doing all that. And I mean, he was like one of the best backers I've seen. So it's hard to kind of learn from him. But I mean, all you have to have is the concepts down. I mean, you know, basically the one thing, and everybody that's new, listen to this. When you're backing, steer half as much as you want to. Because I was always oversteering, and the trailer was getting to that point of no return where jackknife regardless.
You're overdoing it.
So that was the most valuable thing he passed on.
Okay. So you did the training, you finished the TNT. Now, did you go company or lease right off the bat?
Lease.
What was your thought behind that? Is it something that you knew right away, or was it something that changed along the way? Was it, what was the thought behind that?
My situation is different than most people's. I don't have really any debt, none of that kind of stuff. My wife works, so we get our insurance through my wife. So I was actually thinking about going company when I first came, but as soon as they were talking about 4 days off a month, I was like, that ain't happening. 4 days, that's not long enough to get like your system regular. You know what I mean?
So one of the questions I ask everybody is, out of all the trucking companies out there, why Prime? Why not CR England? I'm just saying, no shots fired.
Sometimes I believe what's out there on YouTube, and CR England, CRST, they don't really have the best reputation. Not that I know, but I was thinking about going tonight, and it kind of seemed like they were putting me together a little bit. Like one person was telling me one thing, another person was telling me another thing, and it just got so confusing that, my motto is once there's too much confusion, just get rid of it. So cut night out of the equation. And really, night was only there because they had a terminal and a regional route that at the time I thought might have been nice.
Okay. So, why Prime though? Why was Prime in the equation?
Process of elimination. I got lucky, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know. I saw videos about Prime, but I didn't know how much I would like it. So that's why when people ask me, Prime has exceeded all my expectations.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. You know, and I tell everybody, do your research. Not every company is going to work for you. What works for him and not work for you, and vice versa. But choose the company that's going to best fit you for your needs and your wants. At the current time, you're looking to get your CDL. So, so right now, you're doing the lease. Let me go back to the very beginning. How was the hiring process for you?
I didn't have the most favorable recruiter, but outside of that, I think it was all right. I mean, I really don't, I can't say anything bad. And as a salesperson myself, I understand.
Did you feel like it was a salesperson?
Well, kind of. So when they said, okay, you're qualified to go to Prime, I was like, he's like, well, when do you want to come? And I said, like, it was going to be like 3 weeks out or something.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he's like, are you serious? You know, I just need to know, are you serious about this? Because if you aren't, you know, we can just end this now. And I was like, listen, I'm not a 20-year-old kid. I got 2 rental properties. I got stuff I got to tighten up.
When you fill out the application is good for 30 days. So you fill out the application today. It doesn't mean you have to come back, come on to Prime tomorrow. You have 30 days. You have to give your 2-week notice, 3-week notice, whatever it is. Take care of stuff back at the house. And anyways, the application is good for 30 days. If you go past the 30 days, you have to reapply. So,
that was the only thing that irritated me a little bit was once I said when I wanted to come, they were acting like I wasn't serious all of a sudden.
Okay, so you're doing the lease. How has that been going for you?
And it's been going great, again, above my expectations. You know, but then again, the problem I think most people have when they're leasing or get into a lease is they're in a financial situation or a mental situation where everything is short. Like they can't look out into the future. Like if they have a bad week this week, then it's bad. And, you know, their mood changes by how that week's settlement was. To be honest with you, I really look at things like a month in advance. So if I have a $700 check or something like that, you know, I realize there might be a $3,400 check or something coming. And this is, you know.
Well, in this job, you know, you have to understand that it fluctuates a lot. It's not consistent. It changes up and down monthly basis, you know. So don't expect it to be flat all the time or high all the time. You win some, you lose some. So on your channel, do you
love the lease? If I didn't love the lease, I wouldn't be doing the lease purchase in a couple of months.
Oh,
or a couple of weeks.
Lease purchase, okay. Before we get into that lease purchase, you are doing the team driving. I noticed that on one of your videos, because I do watch your videos from time to time. It's hard to watch everybody's videos. I do follow a lot of people, don't get me wrong. And the reason I show support, because I know what it was like when I first started doing videos. Anyways, I see you're doing the team. How's that going? Because if you're doing team, you got to be running balls out, like nonstop, no type of complaining. You have to run, sleep, run, sleep, no matter what time of day it is. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we did 66, 86 miles last week. We've averaged in somewhere in the mid-5, something like that. You know, it's a little hard giving up your space in the truck with people that are a little bit different and just, you know, different driving habits.
Well,
you know,
different people, I can understand, but if you're going to team, you have 2 things in common. Drive, sleep, drive some more, watch your clock, and drive as many miles as you can. That should be the one thing you guys have in common.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm more of a, I'm not no real trucker, okay, but I am a runner. So
What's a real trucker?
Well, I mean, I'm not a real trucker, right? But I'm a runner. So you can wake me up at any time of day. I'm put in that 11. There's times when I could go 26 hours if they gave it to me. And my co-driver right now, you know, he's limiting himself to a certain degree where there's certain times that work better or worse for him. So, I mean, we still get the miles, but sometimes
It's like I tell Angel, my student. Or,
Wait, everybody's a driver when the sun comes up. You know what I'm
like you told me the other day, solar powered driver. No. The load dictates what, when, and how we drive. If you come to do team, guys, don't expect anything less. You're gonna run, you're gonna manage your clock properly, and you're not gonna ask questions. But the only questions you're gonna ask, or you should be asking, is, where's our next load? Is it my turn to drive? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But you can't come into the team driving and expect to run like a solo. That's not gonna work. But you liking it?
Well,
Damn.
well,
Excuse
no,
my
I mean,
well, excuse
listen,
my language, but
what-
man, you like.
well, no, it's not that I don't like it. Or, put it this way, sometimes when you're teaming, you just realize how less, you just forget how good it was being solo from an aspect of you get that good sleep. And I'm not even talking about personalities or anything like that. You know, the good sleep, you're able to, you know, have more stuff on the truck. You're able to do what you want to do, all that kind of stuff. Having a team is a little bit more, you know, limiting. Plus, you're dealing with somebody that.
It's only as limiting as you'll make it. Let me say that we're ended there because I don't want to put you on the spot, man. It seems like I'm putting you on the spot with the, you know, the teams because, I mean, if you go to team, guys, come out here and run. Don't.
Well, and I don't know how everybody does.
Right, but everybody should come out here. If you're going to team, it doesn't matter if you're going to team with your brother, your sister, your whoever. Expect to run hard. No questions asked. Like I said, run, drive, sleep, do it again, repeat. You know what I mean? And like I said, the only questions you should be asking is, where's the next load? I mean,
So what I'm saying is I don't know if I'm odd. Like everybody can just be like, all right, let's go put in 11 or whatever, you know.
there'll be times where Angel's driving and he'll wake me up and say, hey man, it's time you drive. And I say, all right, cool. And he'll say, you want me to drive your shift? I'm like, what? No, let me drive my shift, man. You know what I mean? So that's how it should be. You know,
So I mean, I guess what I'm struggling with now is trying to find times where I can flip the schedule a little bit to like give him days, whether I do an 8-2 split or find a way to kind of get him out in that sunlight.
you shouldn't have to do that though.
Listen, I gotta do what I gotta do. So,
Okay, sorry.
well, I mean,
No, I'm just saying. I know.
if I know he prefers solar powered trucking, then there's a way for me to make it happen. I just didn't. These are things that sometimes you learn as you kind of go along.
So let me ask you this, or let me ask you another question. Since you know we're not going to talk anymore about the team driving. You're doing team and you're loving it. You're loving it.
Well, all right. If money was the only factor, then everybody should be teaming. All right. So if you want to make some money, then team. Okay. And I'm paying my driver like good. So if you want to make money, team. If there's more to the situation than money, teaming may not be the best route for you.
So let me ask you a little bit about your channel, man. Do you do paycheck videos on your channel?
I tried to, and I wasn't doing it to be trying to brag because, you know, I came from a world where checks tend to be a little bit bigger, but I tried to show somebody, or at least tell new people, because it was like my first check leasing. So I was going to, you know, try to tell people, you know, this is what you could do. And then people just disrespected the video, saying I was either lying about what I made, or I wasn't making enough, or it was just so negative. I just said,
I always tell people, and I think I told you this, do not make
yeah, so I stopped that.
paycheck videos, guys. I don't care if you're just starting. I don't care if you've been here 50 years. Do not make paycheck videos. It's not the thing to do. People if you make a video this big, they'll take that much of that video and run with it and blow it out of proportion. So exactly Johnson's logic.
Yeah, I just repowered his ass. He's in part of the reason why I'm here right now, running out of hours.
Can we watch the language, please?
Sorry.
Yeah, man. This is.
But
So you're doing the lease. I mean, you're about to do the lease purchase. Are you going to purchase a Peterbilt or a Freightliner or an international?
Peterbilt.
Okay. Peterbilt. Why?
That smooth ride, that leather wrap steering wheel, very supple in the hands. Quiet ride.
My ride.
Oh, wait. In-dash, navigation.
Really?
So I gotta have. See, he doesn't have any navigation. I got two. One in the trunk, and then I got the Qualcomm. Double up on it. You know what I mean?
What's with navigation? People navigation.
Navigation is excellent. That's like saying, what's up with laundry machines? People didn't have laundry machines back in the days either.
Liam Harrison, make paycheck videos. It's helpful. The haters gonna hate. Forget them. It ain't even about that. Liam. I'm sorry if I'm saying that right. It ain't even about that. It's the fact that you don't want to mislead. I'm not saying that anybody that makes paycheck videos will be misleading, but just the information gets so tossed up and twisted and everything. It's not good. It's not good. So the navigation, is that why you're getting the Peterbilt? Because of navigation?
No, it's just more car-like interior. You got the thicker thing between the middle and the front. I don't know. It's just the one thing I noticed from going from my first trainer to my second trainer. First trainer at a Peterbilt, second at a Freightliner, was that ride. I almost thought there was something wrong with his truck when I got in it. It was bouncing around.
Oh man, really?
And his was like brand, it had like.
Man, my truck is sweet. I got a sweet ride. Man, I go to bed as soon as I put my head in the pillow, I'm out. Angel has to wake me up, call me a few times, and
Like I said, I'm not a real truck driver.
what do you mean, you're a truck driver? My ride's a smooth ride
So
too.
I'm just saying you're a real truck driver, so you could deal with all that.
Wait,
I just drive a truck.
so you're doing the lease purchase now? Why not get a used one over a new one?
I don't know. I just saw that lease purchase, and they were like, you know what, you can get this brand new freight or Peterbilt for about the same money you're paying now and have it paid off in 3 years. So I said, you know what, that's the plan.
Did you, before you did the team driving, were you training?
No,
Are you looking at training?
no.
Why? No training.
You know
said.
what, this team situation has kind of exposed some of my weaknesses, and I think temperamentally I'm a great fit for
Yes, Frank.
people that my patience is thinner than I thought it would be in certain circumstances, so maybe training wouldn't be, unless I say this is what it is and then that's what it is. But I'm not in a situation where I'm actually training somebody, so he has a little bit more input than maybe a training situation will be. So do I think I'd be a good trainer? Yeah, with the right person. But as soon as it's kind of like, I feel like there's a questioning me to some degree on how I'm doing something like that, then I may not be.
Well, then it won't be a good fit for you, because I always tell people, if you're going to go into training, as a student, ask questions, pick their brains, ask questions, and if that's not where you're good at, then you don't want to do training. So when you purchase a truck here, you can get extras on your truck. Johnson's Logic says, as trainers, we call the shots safely and respectfully, of course. Safely and respectfully, of course. You can get extras on your truck. You can get, curtains, whatever. How much extras did you get on your truck? Did you get a lot of extras or no?
I think it was either 27 or 1700. I think it was 27. I just got a leather seat, keyless entry, HID headlights.
Okay.
Chrome fender. That's about it. I didn't go crazy on it.
So 2 questions. What do you like the most about Prime, and what do you least like about Prime?
Man, there's a video that they just did with Rob Lowe when he was talking about the history of the company. So the thing I like most about it is I actually feel pride about driving around with that Prime on the side of my truck. A lot of people feel like
You're slow.
or they feel like, I don't know how a lot of people feel like embarrassed or something. For me, it's just the company culture that I think is the best thing about Prime. Worst thing about Prime might be
The least? Yeah, the least thing that you like about Prime?
not.
The
I see
recruiter?
somebody else has my dispatcher out there trying to get a hold of my dispatcher. It might be one of the things that I like least about Prime, even though to me he's the man. But if I need to call him, I might as well get ready to listen to some funky 80s music because I'm going to be on hold for a trip.
Oh man. Okay. Let me see. We're going to answer some questions. We're already at 25 minutes and I didn't realize that we were this long already. So some of the questions is, Liam says, hopefully I'm coming to Prime soon. I'm waiting for them to complete employment verifications. Oscar says, how's it been driving through COVID times? Does it scare you to take on new trainees?
That's a good question.
It does not scare me. It wouldn't scare me. But yeah, we're all family. Johnson says, is the training different in Salt Lake than Springfield? Or is it the same training with Prime?
It's a lot different.
How so?
Just because most of the people that go to Salt Lake go to that pad. There's a few people that get picked up by trainers that take them over the road. But a lot of training on the pad. Now, one thing I will tell you is that pad is specific to pass the CDL. It's not to teach you how to be a driver.
See, I'm not like that. I can't do that. I've always been a person that teach the basics, the fundamentals of backing, and I don't know, man. I didn't think it was different. What's your interest
Well, I
rate?
spent 3 weeks on the pad out there. So in 3 weeks, I could have been finished in a week and a half just because I had all the stuff down, but you can only go as fast as the people that are kind of in your group if you stay on the pad.
PS says, what's the interest rate on your purchase?
I don't even know what the rate is. I don't even know if they have it broke down like that.
Okay. Byron D. Navarro says, this is going to sound corny, but I'm hoping to be as good as my trainer Terry was as well as you trainer. Okay. What's starting cent per mile with Prime Reefers, 6 months experience? 51 cents if you get on the lightweight, 46 cents if you get on a condo. If you have 6 months of experience, you come in straight into your own truck, no training whatsoever.
That's a good question.
This one,
Yeah.
Elias says, any advantage to getting your CDL on your own than coming to Prime versus going to a Prime training program? That's a good question, very good question. And I personally going to give you my opinion, then he can give you his. I personally say to go to a training school or a company that's going to help you get your CDL, because at that point, you're not only getting your CDL, but you have a job, as opposed to going outside and paying out of pocket, getting a license, and then having to find a company, and then you still need training. So you just paid $5,000-$6,000 for a CDL, but you still need training. So you might as well go to a company that's going to give you the whole works. What's your take on that?
I agree too. So what's the use of, everybody's like, oh, I don't want to be tied down to a contract. That's part of the problem with a lot of people a lot of people in this world are so short-sighted. A year contract. I mean, seriously?
It's nothing.
A year is a year. If you can't stay somewhere a year, then you have some problems.
So does that mean that you don't go on the road 14 miles? Yes. What he's saying is, for example, he was in Salt Lake City, he did his PSD training on the pad. Once he got his CDL, then he got assigned a TNT trainer, and that's when he goes and run the miles on the road. And you had to complete how many miles?
30 at the time.
Oh man, so it still hadn't changed then. Johnson's logic says, if you could do it over again, knowing what you know now, would you get a shorter lease before lease purchasing or finish the full lease first?
See, Success Leasing was going to let me lease right out the gate, which I didn't know about. But at the time, I was a little too
Lease or lease purchase?
lease purchase. No, they sat down and I'm telling you, they were right there telling us that.
Because you have to do.
They said 3 months,
Yes.
but they said I didn't have to. So listen, if I had to do over again, I would have jumped right onto the lease purchase right off the bat because it's just cost me money now. So I'm sitting here, I have $4,000 or $3,800 in my lease completion bonus that I'm gonna give away as soon as I lease. But I'm gonna end up losing more if I don't go early. So
Liam Harrison says, how long before you can become a trainer? And I think Lau is not going to want to do the training. We already talked about that. But if you were to become a trainer,
well, there's a certain instance I may do it. There's a guy that's coming back to Prime that some of you guys might know that may need to complete his miles, and I may do that, and that would be like in March or April. So
okay.
But that's not a pure training situation. That's...
Hey, Pablo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos? Aquí, saludos de Springfield, Missouri. J. Marsh says, go lease. P.S. Are you serious? They don't tell you when you sign the paper what your interest rate is? Yes, yes. It's 10.75.
And
oh man, it froze.
And here's the deal.
Wait, did you get that? The interest rate was 10.75, and it's less, or at least in my case, when I went through the purchase, it was less than if I went to outside banking financing. At that point, it was I think I was looking at 15%. So.
And here's the way I think about it: if I'm going to be leasing, making that payment anyway, it doesn't really matter what the rate is. There's a lot of people that get bogged down in details and figure all that stuff out. And trust me, I come from the banking world, so I'm able to deal with those figures. But sometimes you get bogged down in the process, into the details, and then you end up thinking that you could do better. And 3 years from now, you're still not owning a truck or whatever. So
Roman Empire says, guys, don't understand that. Yeah, you might get a new truck for 3 years versus purchasing your truck for another 2 years. But you've already also saving a lot of money per week, not paying as much. All right. Pablo says, how much Prime paid for breakdown? I'm not sure. Breakdown pay? Is it 175?
I don't know. I was down a week. They paid me $13.50. So.
Okay. A week, is it 5 days, 7 days?
I think it was 7.
Okay.
And that insurance, if you ever hear anybody talk about leasing with Prime, that includes your insurance in it.
Jeff Clark, he does know the interest rate. He just didn't want to say it. So that's why I came out and said it, because you guys make it sound like he didn't know. No, he knew. He just, some of the stuff that I personally don't talk about, but since you guys are talking about it, it's 10.75, 10.5, I'm sorry. I did apply for Prime. I already had my CDL, but I got my application declined. Mad Nani, you have to find out why. They have to tell you why. Find out why. If you got denied, find out why. Maybe it's something you have to fix. Byron says, if we have experience but haven't been OTR in a little over a year, what would I have to go through at Prime? Like, would I have to do the refresher course or something? Yes, but they work on a case-to-case basis. You would have to apply and then go from there.
Selling these shirts $49.95.
Do you know how much was that shirt? I need to start putting them on there. I'm gonna set it up. I still haven't done it, guys. I'm like busy. I got Angel running back and forth and stuff, and busy. Let me see. I did a short lease before.
I would have rather done a short lease beforehand. Had I known that I was eventually going to purchase, I didn't know I was going to do it.
Ya estoy listo para coger entrenamiento, apliqué en Prime y nadie me llama. Si nadie lo llama, cuando usted aplique, usted llame. Es como cualquier otra cosa. No espere que lo llamen. So if you apply and you don't get a phone call back within a day or two, you find out. You call the recruiters and say, hey, what's my status? Don't wait for them to call you. David Peters says, if you get your CDL from somewhere else and you come to Prime, would you have to go through training? Yes, that's what we're saying. If you get your CDL at some other school, whatever, you have to go to training, because Prime's not going to give you a truck without knowing if you're trained or not. You know what I mean? And you have to get the training at a company where it's known, because you can't just bring a certificate and say, well, I did this, and they're like, okay, well, who was that? Joe Blow down the road, you know what I mean?
Some people, when I went through, had to go through TNT, and some had to go through a little bit of PSD and TNT, depending on the school.
The year, Michael Page says, the year starts from the day you get your license also. Yes, the day you get your CDL is the day that your year begins. Some people think it's 5 months training and then 1 year commitment. No, from the moment you get your CDL, that's the time that your 1 year begins. And if you do 9 months of training and complete 150,000, then you only got 3 months solo, and then boom, you're done. Y'all so lucky to be driving rigs. One day I'll be out there with y'all. Thank you, Luis. Pedigree is going to be at least 15% and up if it's your first business load. Wrong, Roman Empire. Facts, 10.5. Or 10.75, 10.5, but not definitely 15%. I can definitely tell you it's not 15%. Elias, just want to say thank you for your content, Lau. I'm making a career change, and Prime is my final answer.
Listen, easiest job I've ever had in my life. I'm telling you, I was out there making them hamburgers when I was 18 years old. That was harder than this. So come on out here, seriously.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Keegan Daniel says, just wondering, someone going from my company to Lease, would you need to get approved to go lease? No, just tell dispatch you're trying to go lease and that's it. I mean, you're gonna be a little hesitant to bring you to the terminal, but you know, at this point you tell them, hey, look, it's time for me to move on, better things, and I mean, that's your decision. There's anybody can tell you, nothing anybody can tell you that's gonna change your mind. So if it's already setting you to do it, you know what I mean? Ya estoy listo, apliqué para Prime y nadie me llama, ya tengo el permiso de mi estado. Tiene que llamar, Diego, usted tiene que llamar para ver qué rollo, ¿me entiende? $225 for breakdown a day, Johnson's logic.
And the beauty was I was getting that pay when I was at home, so it was like.
Diego Romero, sigue llamando, tú eres el que está interesado. Así es, Felipe, muy bien dicho. I reached out to Lau during TNT. He's a cool guy and he's a lot of business knowledge. He has a lot of business knowledge. All right, that's cool.
Well, thank you, man.
Luis Rosario says, what are the prime trucks governed at? 65?
Woo! Man, I don't know. They're cheating me on a mile or two. I've been having prime trucks passing me up lately.
Really?
And I'm supposed to be going 65, but people are passing me up. So they're getting this next one. It appears 65.
65 if you're Lease on the foot and on the cruise control. If your company, 58 on the pedal and 62 on the cruise. What other pays do you get? Do you get paid for resets? No. If you reset, you're losing out on money, actually.
If you're lucky enough to have somebody unload you slow and you can get detention, I love some free money.
I just started with Prime Inc. and I love it so far. That's what's up, Chris. What do y'all think about Swift drivers? We're not going to answer that. What is the difference between a lightweight and a condo?
5 cents a mile. I'd be rocking that lightweight if I was.
I did company and I did the lightweight when I first started.
I would. 5 cents is like $600 a month.
Spaces, pay rate. Let me see. Trucks. Let me see. No, I'm not talking about purchase of Prime. I'm talking about purchase from Pedigree. Well, it all depends. If you get financing to Pedigree, Roman, I think it all depends on your credit. No, you're right. Roman, you're right. 15% first purchase through Pedigree. Yes, 15% interest.
If you can't save up 15% for a truck.
No. The interest rate.
Okay.
Roman's right. You're right. Absolutely right, Roman. My fault. Because when I did the first purchase, that's what I was looking at, 15%. And then I said, no, I don't want to do that. So I went to Prime. And that was cheaper, so. Hey, Honduras, I'm having my CDL, but no experience. ¿Cómo hago para entrenar contigo? Randy, tiene que llenar la aplicación, está en la descripción del video y posiblemente no esté disponible porque ahorita estoy entrenando con
Whatever he said.
Con Ángel. A purchase lease of Prime is 10.75, you're correct, but if you get a Pedigree, it's your first truck, it's going to be, yes. I stand correct that you're 100% right, Roman Empire, 15%, yes. Robert James says, what sets Primes apart with their lease? Is they help with the lumpers fees? Is that a bonus? What sets them apart from the lease? I mean, no, the lumpers, no.
We get reimbursed for
Right.
lumpers.
How long does it take for the truck abandonment to fall off your record? I have no idea. That's a good question, though. That's a good question. Said Jay Johnson says, keep the check coming. Johnson's logic says the day after the first 24 hours at least, company may be different. I don't remember. Okay. So yeah, if you're broke down as a lease driver, the first 24 hours is on you. After the 24 hours, then they start paying you. Do the cruise control trick if you have a Freightliner. What is the cruise control trick?
I think, well, there's a couple of cruise control tricks where if you were,
I don't know any.
If you were to step on the pedal like 3 times, it might speed you up for a certain period of time. I tried that. That doesn't work. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Are you serious? Man, I'm about to try that right now, but don't let Angel know that I'm about to do that. You know what I mean?
And I tried that in a Peterbilt and a Freightliner.
We have been doing 62 miles an hour, averaging 9.1. That's good, Travis.
Woo! I can't stay between the lines at 61.
How fast do you drive? How fast do you drive?
I gotta go 65.
I actually, me personally, I drive 45 and I have my 4-ways on. Yes. Saving fuel. Yeah. Can you imagine that? 45 miles an hour? I'm in P traffic like crazy. Let me see. Just waiting for them to check my job history. Both of you are so helpful. I really appreciate all the good videos. I put you down as reference, Junior. I really appreciate that, Walter. Thank you. Do you get paid when you're waiting for live load or unloads? No, detention. After 2 hours, you get paid detention, but not every time. And when you get paid a detention, it doesn't happen instantly. It takes time. Unless you keep track of that stuff, then you're not going to know when it pays. I got accepted for Prime, Florida region, Honduras. I wish I could see you around. Yes, Carolyn.
Woo, you're gonna be seeing them flowers, maybe. No.
No. And the reason he said flowers is because there's a lot of flower loads coming out of Florida. But no, yes. If you see me around here, guys, don't be afraid to say hi. Take a picture, and then hopefully put it up on Instagram when I get some time. Hey, it's Trucker. Then you are a very good trainer. They need more good trainers like you. They need more trainers. Oh wait,
They didn't say me. They're talking about you.
Trucker, damn. No, I don't know. If I leave, my closest terminal is Salt Lake. Do I drop trailers, drive truck, point of view, to and from Tucson, Arizona? No. You take the truck home.
They got some places out in Arizona to park. Wait, where do you say?
There's a drop yard in Arizona,
Yeah.
Tucson. But Tucson and Phoenix, I think, is where the drop yard is. You do not lose money on resets. Only can run 70 hours for 8 days. If you do hit 6 resets, it's still 70 hours. Just depends on loads. Yes. Loud, going to have to brush up on your Spanish, buddy. Oh, big time.
Oh yeah, shoot.
Oh, Roman, yours was 19.96. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Prime, ¿acepta recién graduado de otra escuela? No sea Prime. Sí. Si usted acaba de sacar su licencia, usted tiene 45 días para aplicar a Prime. Para que usted venga directamente a la fase de TNT, que solo tiene que cumplir las 60,000 millas. Si usted se pasa los 45 días, entonces tiene que empezar el programa. Pero cada caso es diferente. So, if you get your license outside of Prime, you have 45 days to apply at Prime. You have to apply within those 45 days. If you wait any longer, you may have to redo the whole program from scratch. But they work on a case-to-case basis. So make sure you apply within the 45 days after getting your CDL outside of Prime. How hard is it to get loads? Not hard. Forget the nonsense. 65 all day. Johnson's Logic says 65 all day, 9.7, 10.5.
I get good fuel mileage too.
What year is your truck, Johnson's Logic? What year is your truck? Now.
2020.
Okay, and you begin at 21, right?
Yeah. And it's
What color are you getting it?
Woo, sunburst orange pearl coat or something like that. It's gonna be the bomb.
Really?
I'm gonna have the tie-dye peace symbol on the hood and size. No Hippie LLC.
Okay.
It's just gonna be tight.
No, it's down payment. Okay. All the tricks are turned off, but Prime can't get any more speed than less downhill. And you don't want to do that, man. You know, you catch a cop down there and he's gonna get you.
Best video on YouTube ever was when you were riding with Rodney going down.
Hey
that
man,
hill in,
Rodney,
Wyoming.
put it in the gear, Rodney. Come on, man. Put it in the gear,
Yeah,
bro.
that
Come
was
on.
excellent.
Put it in the gear. We gotta get in the gear, bro. Man, I'll never forget that. That was cool. Let me see. Roman says, excuse me, I meant to write that mine ended up being 18.95 and I have a credit score of 750. I put 14K down. Reason was your first truck load, your interest will be high per period. You can't avoid it. Yes, you're absolutely right about that. Oh, you want to show it or no?
Woo, if you see that, I mean, it does look a little sensitive, but you know, I gotta be a little different. Peace with everything that's going on in the world.
Wow, that's gonna look crazy, man. Harley loads for Southeast, they're good. I mean,
Howard Lowe's what about
Southeast Harley, they're good.
They're good as long as somebody else gets it.
I have to try 1 4 ways and rolling at 45. Hey, Raj, you should try it, man. Your mileage is gonna be through the roof. How long are you guys there? Headed that way now. Travis, I meant to tell you, I thought I was going to surprise you by seeing you here because you said you were going to be here today or tomorrow. I'm leaving today, so.
I'm out tomorrow too.
I'm going on my first trip with my trainer tonight. That's what's up, Kenneth. Make sure you ask questions, drive as much as you can, do the backing as much as you can.
And try to drive as, man, see, I used to question why trainers used to put trainees on driving nights. Now, if I was a trainer, I'd have to put them on nights because I don't want them to develop that whole solar powered trucking syndrome where they gotta drive.
There's a thing, if Prime says if you're in a PSD phase, which is the very beginning, you have your CDL permit. If you're in that phase, you cannot drive between midnight and 6 a.m. or something to that nature. Let me tell you something. If you're my PSD student and we have to drive, guess who's driving? You. That's the only way to build up your to drive at any time, you know what I mean? Does Prime have women as trainers? Yes, they do, Carolyn. Yes, they do. JJ Hammer says, Junior, I got you down going to Salt Lake for the orientation. If I put in a lightweight, I'm walking across the street to CR England for peanuts. No, if they put you in a lightweight, let me know, man. I'll hook you up. Roman says, the advantage of purchasing from outside finance, like through Pedigree, is that you don't have to keep the truck at prime. You have the freedom to leave and purchase. If you lease purchase, you can't leave.
Yeah, I would end up just paying it off cash if it came down to that.
But then again, I mean, everybody's goals and mindset is different. If I purchase a truck here, I'm not even thinking about leaving.
I'm not either. Or I would have already. My original goal was not to be a prime this long.
Okay, so Johnson's has a 2020 Cascadia. Okay, and yours is a 20 as well. Peterbilt.
Yeah.
Okay, if you lease for primary leave, do you have to turn the truck in, or do you keep it as long as you can make the payments? No, you have to turn the truck in, unless you. What?
There was somewhere you could take it though.
Yeah, but the company wherever you take it has to pay prime directly, and those are far in between.
But could you pay him cash out?
No. If you buy the truck, yeah.
Okay.
But if you lease it, let's look the Junior Hippie. Thank you, Divine. Right through, how often does police pull you over a semi, and do they pull over semi trucks? Yeah, but not often. Have you got pulled over yet?
For what?
For anything?
I got pulled over for random in Oklahoma about when I was in training.
Oh, okay.
Just roadside air brake test.
Hey, Junior, ¿podrías mandar un saludo a mi hijo Billy por su cumpleaños? Un saludo a Billy, feliz cumpleaños y espero que cumpla muchos años más. Espero cumpla muchos años más. Bendiciones. Say his running made me think of Code 9, yeah. Man, I remember, you remember that Code 9? I remember Ronnie, he's like, man, I'm Code 9. I said, what is Code 9? He said, man, I'm hungry. It's for food. I'm like, bro, you're tripping. He was always wanting to eat. All right, so, man, that's a lot of questions. Let me see. I prefer driving at night, less traffic, plenty of spaces at the truck stops, sending to sleep a day. Yeah, Angel's like that, but I try to switch it up.
Is Angel here? No, is he watching this video?
No, he's probably sleeping or
Okay.
should be sleeping.
About to say.
Liam says 45 miles an hour. How do you get a Lowe's? I was being funny, man.
No, there are some prime drivers out there that are going like 55 and all that kind of stuff.
If you see that age, if you see this age down the road at 45, blow the horn and tell me to get off the road. Oh man, let me see. Junior, gonna miss you because the low was overweight. So now we're waiting to reload. Oh man, does Prime do flatbed? Yes, they do. Hello, can I get a CDL with points on my license? G unit, you would have to apply. They work on a case-to-case basis. I cannot tell you that information. You would have to just apply. In the description of the video is a link to the application. Just got my truck and permit and ready to roll. That's what's up. Good luck. Make sure that you get out and look. Don't take it for granted.
Hey, here's some advice. So new drivers out there, get with as many people as you can. Build up your network of truckers. I've had the occasion to call him a couple times. One when I got in an accident, just kind of asking what to expect. The next time when I was thinking about, well, I've called him for a number of different things. And Johnson's Logic is somebody I talked to. I talked to a bunch of people, and they help you out. It's good to just have people that you know in this business. Don't just put your head down and be to yourself.
Roman Empire says, hey, Junior, how many more trucks are you planning to get? Just curious. Proud of you, man. 4. That's it. That's my number. That was my goal. So I'm there now. Thank you, Junior. Junior says, how many trailers do y'all get with ABS issues? The ABS doesn't mean there's anything bad with it. If you guys are familiar, which I wasn't familiar until one time I looked at my drives, but anyways, the ABS is a sensor that goes, like, when the wheels are turning, the sensor kind of moves. If the sensor gets moved by anything, the ABS light comes on. That doesn't mean that they're not working. You knew that, right?
Mine goes over if I hit a hard bump or something. That's the only time I.
Right, but I'm saying it's a little sensor that if it moves, then the ABS light comes on.
Shit. That was mine.
Oh, that's your boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Myron Garcia says, hey, Junior, I'm in Miami and I'm planning to get my CDL learner's permit. Do you guys recommend any app to study for the best? I just turned 46. I'm from Honduras, San Pedro Sula. Permit. I always recommend Chris CDL or Chris CDL. In the description of the video is that link for your permit, and they give you practice exams for all the parts of the test. Any other website or apps that you know of for the permit?
Just the ones everybody else knows.
Which is what?
CDL Life or whatever it is. And I don't remember. It's just some. You just type in CDL test.
CDL Prep, I think it's called,
Yeah,
but it's in
CDL
the
Prep,
description
yeah.
of the video. He says CDL Live.
Whatever.
Did you say Prime will not lease the manual anymore? That is correct. The only way you can get a manual truck is purchasing one. And if you order a lease truck with a manual, you have to put $2,000 down. So, yeah, it makes you think twice. 2,000 twice. Get it? Okay, never mind. I haven't driven in 10 years. Does Prime have a refresher course? I have my CDL. Mr. W, you most likely will have to go through the whole course. But fill out the application. That's all I can tell you. And they'll go from there. Hey, Junior, what's the nearest rental car to the terminal, Missouri? The airport. SGF is the code for the airport, and they got Enterprise. You know what other rental cars they got? I know they got Enterprise because I've used them.
They all got the same rental cars.
Budget. But anyways.
Thrifty.
Yeah, Thrifty is another one. Dollar? Does Dollar on there? No.
Yeah, they probably do.
I heard DOT doesn't do anything about ABS is on. That's everybody's different. DOT can nag about
I just
some
got
piece of paper on the dash. You know what I mean? Obviously, you want to keep the dash clean because if they see the dash is messed up, then they want to say, "Oh, he's not." CDL Prep out there, yes. If the ABS light is on, is it a violation? I am not sure.
My guy didn't even look at the dash, to be honest with you. I had a good guy. He was just like,
"Are you on E-logs?" Yeah, I'm on E-logs.
no, he
All
checked
right.
the hell out of that trailer. Oops, the heck out of that trailer.
I got an inspection one time. He says, "Are you on E-logs?" I said, "Yeah, E-logs. You want to look at it?" I'm thinking, you want to look at it, but at the same time, like, don't want to look at it. He said, no, you're good. You're on E-logs. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to want anybody to look at my logs for the next 8 days.
I used to make, Roman says, I used to make my students drive 58 and 55 going to major cities. They got me on the top 5 in MPG cent per mile most weeks. Yes, as a PSD student, I make them drive 55 as well, between 55 and 58, because they're learning and they want to make sure they get a hang of the truck at the beginning. So, oh my God, 52 minutes. This is probably the longest video I've made in a long time. Can you have a partner driving with you on a semi-truck, one person sleep days, one person sleep nights?
What was that? Can you have a partner
Driving
with you on a semi-truck, one person sleep days? And
that's set schedule.
Yeah, if you want to be a soft driver, yeah, you could do it if you want to be weak. But listen, it's good to just drive how the load dictates. Now, I'm probably going to go to a system where we do something like that.
It's hard.
It's not.
Set schedules is hard.
What was that other one?
Hey, no hippie, I still have to email you my number. What's up,
you should, because when people say, Lyle, let me ask you this question, and I send them my phone number or they send me theirs and they never call or anything, it makes me feel bad. Send me your phone
What
number.
do you have to do to get a CDL Class A CDL? Get your permit, fill out the application in the description of the video, come to Prime, boom. First step is decide that this is what you want to do. Does Prime require you to have your permit from your state before you go in? Yes, and you have to have your tanker endorsement. It's very important, tanker endorsement. I really want to get my CDL with Prime, but I have no money for a permit or physical. Well, you have to get your permit, no matter what. Physical, Prime will pay for the physical at home, and then you come over here and you get another physical here at Prime, but you have to get your permit. No questions asked. Hey, ¿qué onda, compa? ¿Cómo está? Tranquilo, pivo. PPL. How long can you go without doing a physical exam? I've been working different trade. I think if your physical expires and you don't renew it, then your license, you have to turn in your license. Like you have to redo everything again. Demon says he'll do that today. Where do I go if I want to be home every 2 weeks, every week or 2 weeks? Not Prime. Prime doesn't have any of that stuff, any of those type of programs where you go home every week or every 2 weeks. Unless you're doing flatbed, which is some of those are dedicated in Texas. How long were you when you started trucking?
I said, how old are you?
Oh, how old were I when I started trucking? I was 21 when I started trucking. Does Prime have dedicated routes on the East Coast?
Me, 50. I don't know about him.
50. Does Prime have dedicated routes on the East Coast? I'm from Baltimore.
Woo! Why would you want to dedicate on the East Coast?
I'm sure they got it regional, but Sean Miller, it's hard to get on that.
No, yeah. Woo.
Don't you guys think being governed at 62 is more of a hazard and unsafe as opposed to having more passing ability at 65? Luis Rosario, it's how you look at life, man. You know, if we got a glass of water, is it half full or is it half empty? I mean, I do 45 and I have my flashers on. So if you pass me, go ahead, man. I drive 45 with my flashers on, people. Yes. And my MPG is 15 miles to the gallon. If you don't have a tank endorsement, is that the pay better? No. It's required to work here at Prime because some of the loads we do act like a tank load with that surge. You ever had those?
Yeah, big barrels of
Liquid in it, yeah. Set schedule for teams works if you have a dedicated route and you're doing the same thing each week. That is correct, Liam. But if you're OTR, all 48 states, forget about it.
And I've tried it. Listen, this is a work in progress for me in my situation.
¿Me puedes entrenar, Junior? Aquí estoy en Prime. Empecé ahora, pero yo ya tengo mi licencia. Chris, ahorita no puedo, tengo con Ángel. Ahorita estoy entrenando a Ángel. Luis Rosario, ¿por qué se ríe? Porque le estoy diciendo la verdad, Luis. Yo manejo 45 millas por hora, mi hermano. A 15 millas por galón. Imagínense cuánto dinero me ahorro. Can you do a video on how to hook up your PS4 to your truck? Oh, man. You know, I got a television. I don't even know where the remote or the power cable to the TV is.
I'm old school. No TV, no games, no nothing. It's old school.
He's not old school. He's got like 5 GPSs.
No. Well, yeah, I got GPSs, but nothing to keep me. Hey, when my drive shift is over, I get in that bag and I go to sleep. I'm not playing no games. I'm not doing nothing. Yeah, I might watch a little YouTube, put it in my ear, go to sleep, listen to it, but I don't. That's part of the reason why I can just get up and go at any time.
On average, how many truckers pass the test with Prime to drive a semi-truck? Ooh, I don't know that number. Bright fruit. I don't know that number, man. I'm not gonna make up a number either. What I miss, Junior? Not my man. Can someone how is a not Prime worker be on a truck with you? Yes, the rider policy here is pretty good. You can have anybody on a truck with you that doesn't work at Prime. Family member, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want. What's up, Junior? Hopefully I catch you out there on the road. Take these 389 and blow your doors off. Marcus, you probably will, man, because I do 45. Anybody passes me at 45, so. How the hell do you manage to catch the best people that drive for Prime, Junior? It must only take a CDL holder. CDL call, brother. Take a call, brother. I don't know. I mean, I interview people that I know that I've met along my journey, and they happen to be a good thing for them. They can say whatever. I mean, I don't say this, don't say that. It's open book here, man. You know, for what? For you guys, because if you ask me what I think about Prime, I love it, but I want you guys to see other people's point of view about Prime. So,
it's about the ink, baby.
Who said that?
Willie, the Million
Mile Man. Junior, I just noticed you wear a lot of Marvel t-shirts. Are you a fan, or do you just like the shirts? I like the shirts. You know, a lot of people grew up watching the comics and stuff. I didn't. I mean, I know who Batman is and Spider-Man, but don't know the story behind all that. Is the training at a manual or automatic? 99.9% automatic. Leaving Springfield now. Good seeing you again, Junior, at the Prime store today. Be safe. Chris, man, did you see me at the store today?
Well, I need to go to the store myself.
Oh, was you the guy that was trying to look at that purple seat? Do not purchase the purple seat, guys. That thing is not good. So, okay, man, we're going to end this 58 minutes. We're going to end it an hour. Any last words to the people out there watching? Tell them about your channel. Tell them what your channel is about. No paycheck videos.
Man, no hippie trucking. It's just about my journey. I really can't tell anybody anything. I mean, I could probably pass on a little bit of information, but really it's just about my journey, what I'm going through. I'm not walking around. I feel a little goofy doing this whole thing. So usually I'm just going to be in my truck talking, whatever's going on, whatever's on my mind. A lot of it is just the business perspective, or a perspective that I think, a lot of it's more perspective than it is actually trucking. So that's what I'm talking about. So
I'm going to put it in the description of the video. I'm going to put a link to his channel, but tell him what it is, the channel.
No Hippie Trucking and Transportation.
No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Good video, Junior, No Hippie. All right, appreciate that video, Molizan. Muchas gracias por sintonizarse en el video. Muchas gracias. No Hippie is a solid YouTuber. Go follow you guys. Solid dude.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. We're out. Thank you for tuning in. No Hippie Trucking. Thank you for doing this with me, my man.
Well, thanks for,
I wish you the best.
breaking a little bread with me and all that. You know?
And hey, if you have to do 150,000 miles, guys, go for it. All right.